Hi everyone, welcome to making a comic scene with me. Uh, there's a local comic festival called Tampere Kupli happening again this year. It takes place in Tampere Talo in the end of March. And it's free, so you should, if you're around, if you're in Finland and in Tampere, you should definitely come to check it out. Anyway, I have a table there with my friend and we'll be selling our comic scenes and other things. I thought I'd make a new zine to sell there, and since I was asked a lot to make a zine of my last year's 24-hour comic, I'll do just that. Hopefully on time. So this is my 24-hour comic called Roommate that I did last October. If you don't know about the 24-hour comic day, it's a challenge where you draw 24 pages of comic in 24 hours. The Roommate is my 9th 24-hour comic. I've always finished them on time, but this time I almost ran out of time and I had to leave lots of things unfinished. A little tip there, don't put too much details in your 24-hour comic. I've done this 24-hour comic to a comic zine thing before. This is my 24-hour comic Kaamos from 2012. I redrew it and made it into a comic zine in 2015. Kaamos is a Finnish word for polar night, a period during winter when the sun doesn't rise above the horizon. Here, two student girls come across Kaamos in a human form who needs their help. Here is the printed Kaamos comic. So, what is a zine exactly, you might ask? The word zine comes from magazine. They are small self-published booklets. The contents can be anything, comic zines are small self-published comic booklets. Here are some I have made before. This was like a prologue for a story I had in mind, but I never got around actually starting the story, but I like the idea behind it. It's you can flip it and it has two stories that come together in the middle. Here's sketch scene I made from my sketches from 2008 to 2011. It has lots of my old characters. And here's the Kaamos one that I showed before. I really like this one. And here's a small zine that I made about a woman who has like a really heavy fixation for man buns. And it gets really dark in the end. I love seeing people's reactions when they reach the end of the comic. And this one is my latest that I did last year. Find Your Dream Prince. It's about this woman who accidentally clicks an online ad and suddenly there's a prince in her apartment who is looking for a bride. But in the end, the prince ends up marrying his servant or valet, and it's a really cute one. You can also find this as a PDF on my each account page profile. I like making these scene comics with some kind of unusual twist. Usually like something with magical realism or something you don't expect to see in the end. About the tools I'll be using to make this comic. For paper I used this Canson Montval watercolor paper. It was on sale. I've been using inks for many years now. In the beginning I used Copics and watercolors, but coloring 24 pages with a couple of markers, it's the markers a lot, and coloring with watercolors took too much time. I draw line art with a dip pen, and I have random brushes for panels and tones. For line art and panels I'll use Talent's Indian ink, my trusty favorite ink. For gray tones I use whatever this is. Nanking Intense Indian ink. I started sketching the pages, so I'll show you a little bit of that here, and in the meantime I'll tell you a little bit about the Roommate comic. You can read the original 24-hour comic free on my Tumblr. I'll leave a link in the description. The characters don't even have name in the comic. I came up with them later. The blonde dude is called Mikael. In the beginning of the comic, his roommate is moving out. Mikael goes to a cafe because they have a limited edition autumn cake. Mikael loves cake. The place is packed and the cake is sold out, but Mikael stays and finds a seat in a table with this gothy looking dude. He's called Kai, and he's writing fanfics. Soon you'll find out that Kai is actually a demon and Mikael is a demon hunter, but instead of slaying Kai there, Mikael asks him to become his new roommate. We also get to see Kai's demon form in the end. I made this comic so that it can be viewed as platonic or shippy, and I intended it to be just a one-shot, but I got lots of positive feedback on it and people craving for more, so I have some plans to dive into their relationship more in the future, and there are definitely some romantic feelings involved. I drew these two a lot after the 24-hour comic day, and I'm gonna include some of these drawings in this zine as well. I'll do this comic in black and white because it's so much cheaper to print it in black and white rather than in color. So that's about it for now, I think. This is the first part of this comic zine making process. Next time I'll show you some inking maybe. And if you have questions, leave them in the comments and I'll answer them in the next part. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.